All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom. We have an incredible, Bo will say it, female-packed panel of experts on the call tonight. We wanted to hear about what kind of experiences people were having with the new product. And I'll tell you, the overwhelming response is, oh my gosh, I love the new skincare. I absolutely love the new skincare. That's by far my favorite product because it's obvious. And for somebody like me, it can't be subtle. And some of these cell performance products can be subtle because they don't give you the urge of energy that some of these drinks on the market give you that are so bad for you. So anyways, people are having different experiences from the mood product, from the mind product, from the energy product. Some people are mixing the two. They're blending mind and mood or mind and energy, and they're taking them different times of the day and experiencing different things. People are even experimenting with two. What happens if I take two mood or two energy, maybe just to amp it up a little bit. Now, remember, these are efficacious doses, so they're pretty power packed with their with the ingredients. So you shouldn't have to double up. But if you're one of those people like me who is not just really sure what's happening, you might just want to experiment with what happens if you double dose. It certainly can't hurt you. Anyway, welcome panelists. We've got Kat Ritter, we've got Jeanette Chambers, we've got Nancy Walker, and as soon as I figure out, there's Amy Noland right there. As soon as now that I found her, I can promote her. We've got the amazing Amy Noland as well. And of course, Bo Buck will balance out the panel with his male energy. So thank you guys so much for joining. And I know it's a female house. We'll have to do a male panel after this, but thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Jeanette, let's start with you. You just said, I can't wait to tell you about the phone call I just got. So tell us about the phone call you just got and tell us what's your favorite product. Oh, and you're muted right now.
Oh, I had it unmuted. Yeah, so far mine is probably the mood. I have a 19-year-old daughter who's in college, and she's, suffered quite a bit over the last few years with depression. COVID didn't help, made her feel very isolated. But for whatever the reasons, and I could list them, but I won't, this has been a big issue for her. And during COVID, I would have to make sure that the doors remained opened. I wanted to make sure she was safe. I never knew or trusted that she might not hurt herself. So as she went off to college, I was a little concerned about how she was going to handle the pressure. And what I've learned about depression is that it doesn't always show up sad. For her, it shows up as severe agitation, and she'll lash out or she'll get really angry at the drop of a hat. And I figured out that was when I knew she was feeling her worst. So she had come home for Mother's Day, and at a snap, just like that, she got to that place. And if anyone's got a child or a family member or a friend who has this mood disorder, it happens in seconds. So I said, you may want to just try mood. So I want to de-escalate the situation. And she said, all right, not like that. She's like, fine, I'll do that. What I loved most at that moment, you could either trigger somebody like that to be confrontational, where they wouldn't take something, or it was so easy to tear it open, pour it in the water, stir while she was kind of agitated, and just have her drink it. There was no conversation about what the ingredients were, none of that. It was easy. And the coloring, the packaging was pleasant, right? She drank it. She asked me what was in there. One of the key ingredients is saffron. So of course, she's 19, she's on her phone, she's looking it up. And it shows studies that help with a woman's monthly time. She has severe cramps. That sold her. So it had another effect that was her priority, and then it had one for me. And within 15 minutes, she was calm. And I mentioned it to her, and she said, I do feel better, but I still don't like myself. I said, okay, so that's a start. Later in the evening, that was about 2, later in the evening, about 10, I heard her go into my bathroom where I keep it, and she got another one. And in the morning when I woke up, my shaker was gone. It was in her bedroom. She had gotten up in the morning and taken another one. Clearly, Cindy, it was helping her. She wanted to continue to feel good, right? So she was doing it herself. She had high anxiety about returning to school. So she didn't go back on Sunday, she went back on Monday. And all the way back to school, she was so happy. She was kind of, when she arrived there, she was joking around with me and she was sending me sweet texts and just thanking me for such a lovely weekend. It was wonderful. And that's when I knew something had turned. And then she was asking me, how do I take these? Can I mix? Because I gave her half of everything. I had to keep some. Can I mix the mind with the mood? Can I mix the mood with the energy? I loved that she was asking so many questions. So the reason why I said you're going to love my text is because just as we got on the call, she sends me a text. So can I take this energy? Does it have caffeine like coffee? And then I said, no, it doesn't. It won't give you jitters. You won't crash. Good, because I'm going to the library and I got to stay up really late tonight and I need this. So she's taking a couple packs with her to give to her friends at the library, and she's taking some herself. So I am profoundly grateful that this product has made a shift, that she feels more in control of her mind, her emotions, her self-image, of how she's internalizing and how she's projecting who she is, because she's really a beautiful young woman. And it's tough to go through life like that when you're really unsure what emotion is going to come up in a situation. So it's really giving her a lot of confidence. And I will just say one last thing is that her school is in Buffalo. So this past weekend was very difficult. That's one of the reasons why she texts too. She texts me often and says, I'm safe. I know there's a lot going on here. Don't worry. So that's my new code word for mood. I'm safe, psychologically, physically, and emotionally. And I'm grateful.
Yeah, I bet. And you're referring to the tragedy that happened in Buffalo recently is
Yes,
on the
on
news
Saturday.
and everything with it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, Jeanette. So happy for you. It affects the whole family, doesn't it? When one person in the family is doing better, the whole family does better, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fantastic. Love hearing it. And I don't.
She's at the library right now, taking her mind.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. And sharing it with other people with no problem. Yeah, really easy. Fantastic. Kat Ritter, speaking of mind, tell us about what's happened with you. You were telling me a little bit about your mind. Tell us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for asking me to be on here. And I just have to give a shout out to the walkers because they have held my hand and more importantly, my husband's hand this last 5 months when I've been going through a family crisis that just gutted me. I won't go into it. Jeanette, you just got me crying, but you know, some people are like, you know, my memory's so bad I could throw my own surprise party. Well, I don't have that problem. I might like not be able to find my glasses, but just started, okay, so 5 months ago, so December, we had an event and it just gutted me, right? And I just hung in there and practiced a lot of different modalities on meditation of that, stress management. But after the holidays, it just started feeling I was getting more anxiety. And when I knew this product was coming out, I couldn't wait to try it. And I thought the mood, right? I thought the mood was really going to help me because I was having terrible anxiety and terrible depression, which comes hand in hand. Anxiety is you're looking too far ahead. Depression is you're looking too far behind. And I was in a war in my mind. I was on the hamster wheel. And I went and I saw a psychologist and she helped me, just reminded me basically of tools I already known. I'm almost 70 years old. It's not my first rodeo, but this is the biggest one, right? So we got the mood and I drank it and I actually, I just felt agitated. I don't know why. And so Mark says, well, let's try the mind, because what had happened was, and I never even put this together. I just thought I was having this anxiety, but I started getting brain zaps. And I've since then found out this is not uncommon for people under a lot of stress. Brain zaps, they're like someone inside my brain with a taser. And they were getting so bad that they were coming every 15 to 30 minutes. Sometimes they would knock the wind out of me, made it very difficult for me to manage anything, let alone working. And I was just looked like I had Tourette syndrome, just like jolt. And they were getting worse. And so I tried the mood, and that didn't do anything. But I mean the mood, yeah. But the mind. The very first day I drank it, a full glass, and no brain zaps all day. And I was getting them every 15 minutes or 30 minutes all day long for, I want to say 2.5, 3 weeks. So then the second day I drank it, no brain zaps at all, none. So the third day I drank, I'm gonna start crying. Third day I drank it, and by the end of the night, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I've gotten through 3 days with not one brain zap. And it was really like, it was more than a brain zap. It was like I had cotton in my head. My head was so foggy, like I had really bad allergies. And like if you ever had a migraine, you feel this prickly feeling going on in your head, which I maybe have had 3 migraines my whole life, but that was constant. But then every now and then, just out of nowhere, just zap, like somebody had just electrocuted right behind my ear, and it would go up to the top of my head. By the end of the day, it felt like I had burned my scalp on a curling iron. My scalp was so sore from all these brain zaps. I've done some research on it. I've seen the doctor, probably going to see a neurologist. I just saw the doctor today and they're discussing it. But this stuff, I can't go without it now, because I can function. My mind is clearer. I haven't been losing my glasses as often. But to be able to get through a day without these, it was like being tortured, all day long. And it just came out of nowhere. So I'm so grateful for this project. Who knew, who knew? I was thinking it's going to help me think more clearly, but I didn't expect this. So very, very grateful.
Yeah, so grateful that you're not going through that. And is it stress related? Is that just what they told you? Is it just, basically stress related?
Yeah, it's all stress related. So, I listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza and I do his meditations and that. And so I'm up in my ASEA, I will not go without that, of course, but I really noticed the difference with this one product. And so it's supposed to clear the pathways or something. It's supposed to just make all your neural pathways work more smoothly. And that's what it feels like for me, that my brain is just normal. I'm able to think and function, and I'm not waiting for someone to hit me up the side of the head with a taser,
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Yeah. And there's, all these additional benefits that people are getting that we know nothing about. I just was on the phone with somebody today who's lost 20 pounds since convention. That was how long ago? How long has it been since we've been at convention? Couple 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's lost 20 pounds just by taking the energy and the mind during the day, and not, exercising more or less or eating more or less or whatever. It's done something. And his wife's a nutritionist, and she was saying that there are certain ingredients that are in the energy and certain ingredients that are in the mood that can affect the way we metabolize things. And cortisol is a big stress hormone. And if you're producing a lot of stress hormone, you can't lose weight. So anyway, he's thrilled, and that's not the reason why he was taking the energy and the mind. So, and he did have a little bit of extra weight to lose. It wasn't like he has lost weight and now he's in trouble. It's not like that. His body's just functioning better than it was functioning before. So thanks so much, Kat. Let's go to Amy. Amy Nolan, we were talking today, and I know that you've had some amazing experiences, because sleep is kind of your deal or not your deal, right? Tell us what's happened to you.
Well, people who know me know that I'm a night owl. So for me, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. That's my usual sleeping time. So one day I had perhaps 4 hours of sleep. So I was feeling sleepy soon after lunch. So I decided to take the mind and energy and thought that would boost my energy and get me going through the day because I planned to be in bed by 10:30 that night. But within 10 minutes of drinking this mixture, I was so sleepy. I cannot keep my eyes awake. But and I know that if I sleep midday, I will feel drowsy and I will continue sleeping hours later. So I'm trying to keep awake. But I recall during convention, Joe Christador was sharing with me. She says, you know what, this mind and energy, it makes me sleepy. It does not energize me. And I, like a smart aleck, was telling him, maybe your body is telling you something. Your body wants you to sleep. Are you sleeping? Okay. He says, actually, I've not been sleeping well. I say, that's it, come back to me later on. So when this happened to me, I decided to take my own advice and say, okay, I'm going to go take a nap. So I did. And I was knocked out. I opened my eyes. It's 90 minutes later and I'm wide awake. I get up, I go to the bathroom and I'm productive the rest of the day. So by 7 o'clock, I say, if I'm going to bed by 10:30, I better calm myself down. So I took the mood. Now I took the mood at about 7 o'clock, 7:30. So 10:30, I went to bed. And the minute my head hits the pillow, I'm off. Because Will came later on that night and he says I'm completely knocked off. Now I got up middle of the night drowsily to go to the bathroom and I'm back to bed. And I did not get up till 6:30 the next day. So that's my story. It does put me to sleep.
Now, for some people that they're thinking, well, that's not unusual, but you don't go to sleep at 10:30 at night, especially if you've taken an hour and a half nap during the day, right?
Usually if I go to bed at 10:30, I would toss and turn for an hour before I can settle down. So yeah, this is unusual.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, whatever was going on in your body, you started listening to what was going on in the body. You were taking the signaling molecules. So who knows what the signaling molecules, were maybe they were amplified by, the other cell performance products. Who knows? We don't have to figure it out.
It
Just
never
know.
happened in 90 minutes. I mean, 90 minutes, I was in deep sleep. And when I wake up, I'm wide awake and ready to go. No drowsy, nothing.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So it just seems like your body is functioning better when you're taking cell performance along with the redox. Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. Nancy Walker, tell us about your experience. What's your favorite cell performance product or skincare product? All of your guys' skin looks so amazing. That right there is a commercial in itself. If you have to do any convincing besides just showing up, it's something's wrong with the other people because you guys look so fabulous.
I have noticed it's kind of weird. I have noticed that I like my skin more, but only because I'm on Zoom and I can see myself. And, that's kind of a weird situation, but that's where we're all at, right? But these two are my favorite cell performance drinks. And like you say, everybody has to know their own body. Everybody's body will respond differently, and everybody's in a different situation. Like Jeanette, I've sent them out to all of my 4 children because we want, we worry about our kids. I don't care how old they are. And like Kat, you don't know what you're going to encounter in life. So we're all going to need certain of these products at different times. But right now, for me, being a woman of a certain age and trying to work my business that has a lot of moving parts, sometimes I get up in the morning and I feel like my brain's going I've got to get this email out, this text, this WhatsApp stream, 100 things. And I sit down to meditate and I can't even, that's the whole point. You you meditate to stop all those crazy thoughts, but it's just, it never stops. And then I get up and I drink a mind. And what I love about these products is that they cross over. I like the benefits cross over. And so for me, my mind, when I drink a mind, I get organized. My mind gets organized and I can face the day and I don't have overwhelm. So when I'm overwhelmed, sometimes in the afternoon, Dick will say, I get a little bit, crabby. Just ask him. I'm overwhelmed and I get crabby, and then, I get down. I get feeling like, I just can't, make everything work. So when I start to get crabby, Dick says, I'm going to mix you up a mood. And then I realize, yeah, you're probably right. I need a mood, but I need calm, because that is the way that I am. That's the way I'm made. I want to be present in the present moment, because if you're not, you miss your life. And so I don't want to be thinking, like Kat says, I don't want to be thinking about what I should have done or what, or in the future, what I need to do. I want to be present. And when I drink the mood, I can just sit and feel like I'm really in my life. And nothing, feels too overwhelming. And between the two of them, sometimes I'd mix them. Because if I find myself saying to Dick, remember that person, he had, brown hair, medium build, and then I can't remember his name, then I think, okay, I need a mind. So I'll drink a mind mixed with the mood, and it organizes my mind and calms me down. And I just feel like my life is so much better because I'm actually in it. And I'm actually, living each moment. And that is my goal each and every day. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Yeah. So mood is fantastic to calm you down, to take the edge off when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling a little bit crabby. It's a very nice way of saying that. And mind is getting people focused and helping with memory, helping people concentrate as opposed to going in 16 different directions, squirrel, just all of a sudden. I think, Amy, I was talking to you earlier and you were talking about somebody that was saying that their child just couldn't concentrate in school, couldn't get things done because he just was going this way and that way and this way and that way. And now he gets so much more done in such a smaller amount of time because he's much more focused, right? Yeah.
Actually, it's a grown adult.
A grown adult, yeah.
At work. I mean, he finished his work and he's asking for more work because he's able to focus.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I know that, I've heard stories, and maybe you guys can comment on this as well. I was talking to somebody whose 18-year-old son all of a sudden had his mom on three-way phone calls with his friends because he's so into these products. And there's no way that he could identify with redox and all that kind of stuff. I also heard a story about somebody who's younger, put a 13-second video on TikTok and recruited somebody who was aware of ASEA, but thought it was an old person's company. And now that they saw this video of these cell performance products, texted this person and said, I want to be on your team. I'm ready to go. And then this person sponsored them over text. They never spoke on the phone. They just, exchanged websites, had conversations back and forth. And now this person has a brand new person on their team, strictly from TikTok and text and a website, which is the world we're going towards. And so ASEA is moving in that direction. That is very, very exciting because now we're able to reach people that we weren't able to reach before. So as we wrap it up, we're getting to the bottom of the hour. Do you guys have any comments on the people that you're able to reach, or people that are getting excited about these products and reaching out to you, or anything on that category? Kat?
Well, first of all, I wanted to just make a recommendation that Mood warmed up as a tea before bed is lovely. I've tried that. I think Denny made that suggestion, and I really like that. It does help calm me down and help me sleep. But I've had people on my team who have been kind of ghosting me, who are associates on my team, who all of a sudden are showing up and sending me pictures of trying the Mood, I'm trying the Mind, and they're really liking it. So it's kind of bringing the fold back in, which I really appreciate. And as I said, I have been telling people about these brain zaps. I hadn't talked about it before this. And now even my doctor is saying, where can I find this stuff? We have a lot of people who have this issue and we don't know how to help them. And so I send them to amazingmolecules.com, which has been upgraded and is absolutely fabulous. But it's amazing how many people are getting electrical brain zaps for some strange reason. And a lot of people have theories about it, but no matter what, if there's a product that's safe, it's natural, that I have and it tastes good, just drink it down and it helps. And, let's do that.
Absolutely. Amy, I know you're experimenting with making Jell-O out of this stuff, right?
Yeah. I asked Scott and he said, sure, you can do that. So I'm still experimenting with that. I
So
think,
we're having Jell-O shots now?
yeah, jello shots. You know, we have so many of the 2-ounce cups, which comes with the boxes. You just put it into the 2-ounce cups and take that. And it's
Talk
not
about
as
attracting millennials. Go ahead, sorry.
you can be creative, the youngsters likes that. So instead of putting almost 16 ounces because it's too sweet for me, for Jell-O, you can just put 8 ounces and it will be just perfect. You get 2 of those 2-ounce cups, there's 4 ounces already.
There you go. So you're yeah, go ahead, Jeanette.
I just want to say one thing about the skincare though, because we haven't really talked about it. And the same 19-year-old, when she was home that Mother's Day, I had left and ran some errands. And Monday I went to work and she texts me and says, by the way, I took the skincare line. She could not use the other one. It affected her acne and it just didn't work for her. So I was paying all this expensive acne medicated skincare line. And now I don't have to. She loves it. She said it's so calming for her face and very smooth. She's very happy.
Yeah, everybody that I have spoken to absolutely loves the skincare. And even if the cell performance products can be subtle in certain ways, like if they're hard to measure, like, I don't know, did I feel more clear? Did I feel more, sometimes it's because it doesn't bang you over the head because they're healthy products. Some people are, it's a little bit more subtle. But the skincare is so obvious because you look at yourself in the mirror and your skin used to be one way. And now, it happens pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys, how long have you been using the skincare, but within a week, you really start to see a difference in your skin. And it just feels so good, so incredibly good. So yeah, any last comments about who you're attracting or the skincare or anything else that you want to throw in before we wrap it up tonight?
Bo.
I hate to interrupt the female psyche going on here, but no, I just wanted to say that I had, I think many people know a few years ago, I had an accident and it affected my spinal cord and therefore feeling and movement and things of that effect. And I find when I take the energy, well, what I was experiencing was no energy in my legs, no real power in my legs. And the energy has brought back more normalcy. I won't say that I'm 100% where I was, but I experienced that the first time, I think, at convention. And I was just like, wow, my legs are feeling pretty normal. And that's different for me right now after 2.5 years from my accident. But it's nice to have it coming back, and it's continued with the energy. And I usually do an energy in mind. So I don't know if that's anything, but that's kind of a spinal issue, and feeling some nice results from that. So.
And Bo, do you want to talk just briefly about when you were, I talked to Nancy earlier today, and she was saying sometimes when I take the mind, I feel like my vision is improving. And so talk about that, and maybe Nancy can come in on that, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, it was again at a convention, and we had been using the product for a little while, but I don't think we had been mixing a whole lot. And the morning of one of the general sessions, I took the energy and mind together. And convention's awesome, but there are times when you lull down a little bit. You're kind of either it's warm in there or something, but you're kind of your head's nodding something. Well, that wasn't happening to me, but was more what made more of an impact to me was all of a sudden I was like, I was watching HD. I just looked over at Sydney and I said, it's so weird. I have plenty of energy and I am like focused in, and I feel like I'm watching HD TV compared to like 1980s television. And I've had that experience a few other times, but this is something I want to share with everybody, that these products, because they don't have all of this other gunk in them and things that are bad for us, they're subtle as they come on. They're subtle as they come off. So if you go through the day and you've taken energy and all of a sudden you just go like, wow, I wasn't tired today. That's what happens. It's not like a 5-hour energy. It's not like a Red Bull or something where you're like, bam, I'm ready to go. Because you know what? You're going to get a crash from those. And we don't get crashes from this. With the mind, it's very subtle. All of a sudden I noticed, I felt like I was looking, watching HD TV or whatever. I did it the day I was doing our taxes, and I kept doing all these multitask things. Well, what was I really doing? I was procrastinating, of course. But as soon as the mind started hitting it, it was bang, I'm doing it. I'm going to get it done. And that's a huge benefit. But you have to realize it's not going to come on you and you're going to go like, bam, I'm Einstein. That's not how this stuff works. And thank God it's not how it works. We get a sustained energy. We get a sustained mental clarity. We get, a calming effect, and it's sustained. It's not a 30, 90-minute, 2-hour thing and bam, you're crashing. So I just wanted to bring that up because so many people are like, well, I don't know if I felt anything. It's kind of either like you're in the moment and you're like, bang, wow, I feel that. Or at the end of the day, you're going, man, I was really able to focus in on that thing. So it's interesting because I think they're super effective, but it's just subtle. It's not a wham bam deal. Does that make sense?
Fantastic. Nancy, you want to make any final commentary on the vision, and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah. And, Bo and I are not saying that this will improve your vision, but when I drink the mind, and it isn't subtle for me, it doesn't seem subtle at all. It seems real quick within 15 minutes, and it does last all day. But and that's what I describe as being in the moment. It seems like my vision has improved. My mind is working better. It's just more organized, and I feel more in control of my life. And I was going to add, we have an adult son, our youngest son, who has, I'm not going to say we don't talk about disease, but a lot of times it's described as the deficit, but I think it's overactive brain activity. I've always said that that's the way it seems. He's very, very bright, but his mind is really going. He's a really successful realtor in Seattle. And so anyway, I'm waiting to hear. I think mind and mood is going to be what he likes too. Because it calms you down, it focuses your mind, but it lets your mind go, and it lets you accomplish a whole lot of stuff while you're living in the moment. It's everything I've ever hoped for. So I love it.
Fantastic. Well, we could listen to these stories all day long. We're at the bottom of the half hour. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on, sharing what your experiences have been so far. And I know that there are a ton of experiences happening out there. We can't wait to hear what other people are experiencing. It's so exciting to have these cell performance technologies in our hand, as well as this incredible skincare. We really have diversified our portfolio and have even a stronger business than we had before. So thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. Thank everybody for joining us, and we'll call it a night. Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Everyone.